The stream started 6 days ago, 6 seconds ago, and I've already been called a moron. That's how these streams are going to go, huh? I've got one thing to say. Daddy's home. It's been 2 years since I've done a best ball stream on Underdog Fantasy. It's warm right now. I'm still working off the flu right now. This is my flu stream. So I'm sorry if I got all the mute. I'm spitting on y'all today. That's what this stream is going to be like. Look at this. Don't get me started. Don't let me cook right now. Hello, everybody. We've got a pretty cool, exciting announcement today. We are bike in bed with Underdog Fantasy. It's felt like a long time coming. We worked with them for many, many years. And then we didn't work with them last year, you know? It's how the world works. You do things, and then you do other things, and then you do things again. Sometimes you learn, and sometimes you don't. And what I've learned was that I missed Grandpa Underdog. I miss Uncle Underdog. Really did. The best ball streams are some of the most fun pieces of content I made. You know, and I didn't really get to do a lot of mock drafts with you guys last year. I didn't do any best ball streams with y'all last year. But this year, we're coming hot and heavy. Talking Vince Wilfork in August. Hot and heavy. How we doing? Welcome bike, baby. We're not fully there, but we here. Joshy, baby. It's great to see you, Mikey. No one ever let Nick cook. I'm not a terrible cook. Thank God for fire alarms, you know. I'll never kill anybody. We'll put it that way, right? I'll never kill anybody. Ugh. Because they let me know. You know, fire alarms, that's what fire alarms are good for. You get a bad rap. But I'd be in jail for multiple manslaughter charges if fire alarms didn't exist. Not wearing green? What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you colorblind? This is green. It's a different shade. We're going to get into an Underdog draft in a minute, I promise. So if you have never drafted on Underdog before, we're going to be throwing out a lot of private links to drafts. So we're going to be doing multiple streams every single week. And with most of those, we are going to... Yeah, you goddamn right. With most of those... man, I can't even focus when I do live streams. I forgot what the comment section is like. With most of the drafts, we're going to be creating private drafts on Underdog, so we could do that, and then we're going to be throwing the link into the Discord. So make sure you're in the Discord. Absolutely free to join. Link down below. More importantly, make sure you are on Underdog Fantasy. The link to download the Underdog app also right down below. As always, if you use promo code BDGE when you download the app and deposit $10 or more, they're going to hit you with a 100% deposit match. Yes, I am sick. Oh, man, we are live. Barely alive, but alive. Nick, are you sick? You sounding funny, brother. Yeah, I'm sick as shit. I'm dying. I'm literally a fucking dead corpse out here. But we're going to make it through. I'm trying to come at these streams with a different energy this year. A much more relaxed, you know, because when I've worked with Underdog in the past, typically, you know, our deal is like, hey, you know, go on there, go rip a best ball stream each week, you know, do one every Friday, Saturday, whenever you do it. And I would do it, right? And it's like 60 straight minutes of me just cooking on here, man. Me just going to work, me getting in the kitchen, seasoning things, marinating them, and then at the end of it, you have a beautiful meal. But it's a lot. It takes a lot of energy out of me because I'm fucking so fast paced, you know? I'm on so many things that I'm thinking maybe I just need to relax, you know? We'll go like 10 breaths per episode, 10 breaths per stream, where I think I took like a total of 3 for each stream in my previous years, my previous lifetimes. So we're gonna fucking relax. We're gonna chill. We're gonna draft. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna do about 3 of these every single week. 3 streams a week. I don't know if I'm going to be doing all of them, but we'll be mixing it up in the office and get other guests and stuff on here. So again, make sure you hit the Discord. Make sure you download Underdog, and let's get on to the platforms. What section of Discord will the link be? Probably be bullshitting and fantasy talk. I'll probably drop them into both of them, just like I did for the stream. Yeah, bullshitting and fantasy talk. We're gonna talk stacks. We're gonna talk plaques. We're gonna talk racks. Rack them. All right. Well, we're on Underdog. This is crazy. Can't believe I'm a bike, baby. All right, $3 drafts. We'll do our 12-person drafts, $3. Enter. There you go. So we're waiting for 5 more people for this to fill. Where can I join the Discord? It should be one of the first links in the description of the video. So if you're like watching this on YouTube, just go to the description and there'll be somewhere that says like BDGE, join BDGE Discord. We need 3 more. If you're new to Underdog, if you have no idea what Underdog is, they are a best ball platform. So you're basically just doing drafts. It's the best part about fantasy, obviously. See if we got anybody we know in here. Nah. Sometimes, Jack will slip in here or Pete or somebody, but a bunch of peasants this time around. Dark mode, por favor. That's fair. Yeah, you're right. All right. I haven't been on the platform in a long time, Can't really blame me. I got the 104. Let's get crispy in this motherfucker. Yeah, so it's best ball. Basically, you draft a giant team, and it starts the best player at each position for you. I want to say this is super flex. It is, yeah. So I think most of the drafts they have up on their site right now are super flex. They'll transition into one quarterback. At some point eventually. But for now, let's ride. Draft starts in 3, 2, 1. Bike like we never left. Goddamn right. When is Underdog coming back to Michigan? I didn't even know it left Michigan. I need to be briefed. I need to be taken into the Underdog headquarters and briefed. All right. So they have super flex. These are 20 rounds. And every draft on Underdog is a paid draft, all right? And you obviously come back at the end, and if you won the league or if you're top 3 in the league, you win money. So all the drafts are extremely serious. Dan Destroyer, pick sniping. Oh, okay. We got somebody in here. This was my least favorite part of Underdog drafts. It's like you guys would all join, and then based on what I'm talking about, just take all the players that I like. So we had Josh Allen off at the 101. Someone want to make a pick? Why are you joining these leagues and then not making picks? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Jalen Hurts is going to go 3 because he just got that fat new tract. Do we want to take Fields? Do we want to take Burrow? What do we feel better about? Fields or Burrow here? I'm going to take Burrow. I'm in the pocket like Burrow. When I'm back home, no, they treat me like Robert De Niro. Take a breath. Thank you, Michael. I'm going to need like every 3 minutes a reminder to take a breath, please. Yeah, we got it, boys. We got it. We made the right pick. Are you telling me I'm 1 for 1 on my picks so far this year? Fields and Turney, Burrow. Don't tell me this shit. We're not doing this. This guy in Turney, this guy in cash, this guy in heads up, this guy in 50-50, this guy in fucking dynasty, this guy in redraft, this guy in super flex, this guy in 1 quarterback, this guy in half PPR, this guy in full PPR, this guy in tight end premium, this guy in 2023, this guy in 2024, this guy in Devi, this guy in. We're just not doing it. We're not doing it. Just tell me the best player to draft. That's what we're doing. Who's going to have the most fantasy points at the end of the year? All right? None of that tournament fucking cash shit. You guys want me to put the board up? How do you guys want me to do this draft? You want me to put the board up here so you could see it? And then I could just draft on my second monitor. Do we like this setup? Why is this not showing this to you guys? There we go. All right, so as you can see, we have the people have taken a liking to the quarterbacks quite a bit. We have the first 6 picks as QBs. We have Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson, Dak Prescott. So Deshaun Watson is creeping into the very first round. What up, peanut butter? We got him all the way up at 12. And for me, I'm not really there with Deshaun Watson in order to be a first round pick. But I guess you did go back to back with Watson and Dak Prescott. Now, this is super flex. So you're starting one QB, you're starting one super flex, and then you can start one regular flex. So the starting lineups also diminish a little bit in super flex leagues and Underdog because you're starting 2 wide receivers instead of the typical 3, which pushes them down a little bit. A lot of good running backs available still. So Jonathan Taylor is going ahead of Eckler, Bijan, Saquon Barkley. Are we taking JT above Saquon this year? Sorry, all my fantasy takes are going to be out of control in the beginning of the offseason. Nice pick with Tua. We got DJ, Kirk, Rodgers, Goff, Smith. All the teams after me have already taken a QB. I wonder if they all double and triple down. Do I feel comfortable with like Russ and Derek Carr? Probably not. So I'll take another quarterback here. DJ. I'll go Kirk here. I think I'll start off most of these super flex drafts with 2 quarterbacks because they're going to run out so quickly. And you're seeing a little bit of a shift in position here, right? We've got 3 running backs off the board. We got 5 wide receivers. It's going to be a huge shift in redraft focus this year. You could tell, like people are going to go crazy with wide receivers, and it feels like it's going to be one of those shifts where, you know, everybody does it, and then it doesn't work, and then next summer everything's shifted back. It's going to be disgusting. I'm really interested to see what Minnesota does in the draft this year. Like, I think they can make a splash at wide receiver. I think they could potentially make a splash at quarterback as well. I don't think they'll take one of the top guys, but I think they'll probably be one of the teams that takes possible, you know, backup QB in this draft. Ooh, I'm on Ra in the 3rd round would have been kind of sexy, huh? I can do I grab a 3rd QB here and see how that plays itself out? This is my first draft of the offseason. Ooh, we still got some great players left. CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Kenneth Walker. I'm going to go Garrett Wilson for right now. I think Breece Hall is going to keep moving up boards too. Him down, his ADP is 37.4 in here. That's crazy talk. I think he's going to be all right from the ACL. All right, let's see some of these questions. In a non-super flex, would y'all trade the 101 and Saquon for 3 firsts, 2 seconds, and a 4th? Anyone? No. You want to trade Bijan and Saquon for 3 firsts, 2 seconds, and a fourth? Definitely not, Trap. One, like, there's just no chance that those, even 2 of those, like, of those 3 firsts you get, 2 of them are not going to be Bijan and Saquon. And then 2 seconds and a fourth is nothing in the grand scheme of that trade. Nick, Draft Jameer Gibbs at 69 is big brain, at 76 is small brain. You want to know what's galaxy brain? Not drafting him at all. I appreciate you, Dave. Ham or turkey sandwich? They go best paired together. I actually had a ham and turkey sandwich the other day from Jersey Mike's. Ham, turkey, lettuce, tomato, onions, banana peppers, maybe oil and vinegar, maybe honey mustard, bacon. Like that's a grown woman sandwich. Stefanski said the Browns are going to air it out more this year. Yeah. Also great stack options with Amari, Elijah Moore, and Njoku, DPJ. I'm failing to see where the great stack options are there, Josh. Elijah's just such a projection right now. DPJ has been like, I guess I don't hate DPJ as like a later round dude, but he's been such a, we've just been telling ourselves he's a thing for, it feels like 20 years, even though he's probably like 25. And Njoku's kind of nice. He definitely had his little breakout last year. I mean, Deshaun Watson's, like, his problem last year wasn't that they weren't airing it out enough. It was just like he was just not good. He wasn't comfortable at all. And I'd imagine it's probably hard to be like comfortable and in your own state, like with all the background stuff going on and the off the field stuff, but that's not going away anytime soon. I'm not like fading him outright, but I don't know. In the first round, I'm kind of out of it. Fields at 6 is crazy. This is a super flex draft, by the way, for everybody. So you're basically starting 2 quarterbacks. So Fields at 6 is not too crazy. So does this mean you're not working with Prize Picks anymore? Yes, it indeed does mean that. We will be working with Underdog Fantasy exclusively for a long time. We'll put it that way. Jared Goff needs to be the 101 with all the line. I'm not fucking around, man. I thought about taking Jared Goff over Kirk Cousins at 21 there. I think Goff's probably going to be like my favorite QB2 this year in fantasy and super flex leagues. It's just so hard for him to fail in that situation. They have such a good group of weapons around him. All right, almost bike on the clock here. T. Higgins available. Ooh, and I got Joey Burrow. What a stack. Josh Jacobs is sitting there. Ramondre. Yo, this is such an interesting year to draft. Whew, the value is ripping. Why is the value so good? I need to go check out what's going on here. I'm gonna take T. Higgy, stack him with Burrow. So we're working with Joe Burrow, Kirk Cousins, Garrett Wilson, T. Higgins. That's a sexy little thing right there. All right, I'm looking at the board. Yeah, I guess that makes sense that they dropped this far because so many quarterbacks go off the board. I wish they showed you like which QB in the draft this was. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18 QBs off the board by the time T. Higgins gets at pick 45. You know, 1 QB, you're probably looking at him as 20. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Dan. I kind of like the dead zone for running backs this year is kind of it's a little sexy. Pollard, Jacobs, ETN. They're not like the normal dead zone guys. They're young, explosive, high upside. Boy. Get 3 QBs in the first 6 picks. Generally a very good spot. Let's see. One more pick. Ramondre, Bryce Young. Ooh, Bryce Young. All the way at the 5-1. Do we love that or do we hate that? Let's see. Murray. I'm not sure that Kyler Murray plays a snap this year. Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson. I kind of feel like Jordan Love's in his own tier amongst the guys that are on the board here. I'm in on Jordan Love, man. Don't ask me why. I'm very much in on him. I feel like he's going to low-key be nice for Green Bay this year. And I think they might do a little something for him in the draft, too. Seen a lot of JSN going to Green Bay at 15. Seen a lot of it. Seen a lot of Jackson. Seen a lot of Jordan to Jackson. That'd be a beautiful pairing. Him and Christian Watson together. So give me those 3 QBs, and now I'm chilling. Now I can go to work. Now we cook. Underdogs are normally high. Yeah, I mean, underdogs always like. It's just like the sharper people play on underdog all off season. So like anytime one sharp person says like anything, it becomes like the norm. It's kind of annoying. In a real draft, would you trade back from your second pick to gain depth or just what you have? I'm not really sure what you mean by that, to be honest. Like in a redraft, would you trade your? I'm not really. I don't know what you're talking about, Hunter. We need a little bit more. A little bit more insight here. How do you plan on competing with the Mahomes, Hurts, Allen's teams in week 15 to 16 if you're trying to catch up at QB early while they get the best wide receivers and running backs? Huh? Am I just is there something wrong with my brain today or am I just not understanding questions? How do you plan on competing with Mahomes, Hurts, Allen's teams in weeks 15, 17? Trying to catch up at QB early while they get the best wide receiver and running backs. I mean, they all went double quarterback as well. I'm not really sure what you mean. Mini taking Hooker in the second. I think like Detroit or Seattle makes more sense for Hendon Hooker. Even like Tennessee maybe in the second. I'd be surprised if Minnesota took him. Minnesota seems like a Tanner McKee landing spot. It's like another Kirk Cousins kind of. Doing a startup in the next couple weeks. Best position to draft: Dynasty, Superflex, PPR, startup. Definitely one of the top like 4 or 5 spots. I definitely want one of them top quarterbacks. Like if you can grab Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, like that's it. I'm good. I'm elated for the rest of my draft. All right, now we're seeing a run of random QBs here. So we have Young, Stafford, Jordan Love, Trey Lance, Kyler Murray, Anthony Richardson in the 5th round. As well as this is where like the veteran I actually think the veteran wide receivers are probably some of the best values in drafts this year. We're all like really excited about the younger dudes. Like we'll grab the Chris Olaves and the Devonta Smiths and stuff. But you can wait around 2 rounds and get Mike Williams and get Calvin Ridley and get Amari Cooper, DJ Moore, who are probably going to produce at a very similar level to those younger dudes. Maybe not as high upside, but Cooper had a great fucking year. No one can tell me differently that Cal Ridley's not going to fucking go yonkers this year after his Players Tribune article. Like, I'm so back in on him. I'm so fucking in on him. All right. We haven't taken a running back yet. Sanders. Oh, look, I can take your Jahmyr Gibbs if I wanted to. Ooh, Christian Watt. You're a piece of shit, Dan. You knew I wanted Christian Watson with Jordan Love. You knew it. Idiot. All right. George Kittle still sitting here. Miles Sanders. I'll take my first back here. I'll take Sanders. He goes over to Carolina, signs a relatively fat deal, 25 million. It's not a lot of money, but relative to the way running backs are getting treated nowadays, we'll just say they raised the minimum wage for him. So he's my RB1. This is kind of like a zero RB build, I guess. Right? Like we have two quarterbacks, three quarterbacks, two wide receivers, and now Miles Sanders. Sanders is a big play, explosive dude. They're gonna get their quarterback in the draft. They have a really good offensive line, so I'm assuming he's gonna get a ton of touches. A lot of their offense has to run through him in the running back position overall. There's another, vet wide receiver, Terry McLaurin down at 7'2". Like, come on now. That's a great team that Borum is putting together over there. Damn, I was hoping Keenan Allen fell back to me. Drake London, Christian Kirk. I'll take Goddard here. I love Goddard, bro. I feel like he's so underrated. He's getting drafted like the same spot as he did last year, I feel like. He was like a 7th, 8th round pick in redraft. And on a per game basis, he was awesome last year. He was so good, and I expect him to take he set career highs in fantasy points per game, and I don't know. I feel like more often than not, dude was balling. When he was healthy, he was going 5 for 60 like every game. Love him paired up with Jalen Hurts. All in on that. Feel like Pollard's in for top 5 running back this year. Maybe. I mean, they might re-sign Zeke after June 1. They could definitely take someone in the draft, so we'll see. He's obviously poised to fucking smash. Jersey Mike slaps. Rosemary Parmesan bread is S tier. Bro, that type of bread, I feel like all the fast food joints like murder it with that type of bread. I remember getting Subway all the time back in the day when I was younger, and I didn't fucking care about myself at all, and I would eat Subway all the time. They had this bread. What was the bread called? They had this type of bread that was so good. Italian herbs and cheese. You remember that shit? Italian herbs and cheese from Subway? Oh my god. That like made it a different dining experience. You went from eating a sandwich to a Michelin star restaurant. Put a little herby and cheese on that shit, and whew, don't gotta tell me twice. What's that dude doing drafting 3 running backs like it's 2021? Who was it? Hayden Winks, who does content for Underdog full time. He puts out a lot of if you're interested in like actually getting an edge on these Underdog drafts. A lot of the drafts that I do are they're one for content, just to hang out with you guys and do these drafts just for fun, but to keep an eye on the trends of like ADP and where guys are going and stuff. I'm not really out here trying to compete and win, these $1 million best ball tournaments, because I could really easily if I wanted to, but I'm just not going to. I'd rather let you guys do it. And Hayden does a lot of like really informative write-ups on the best strategy in these things. And he put one out the other day. Let me see if I could find it. It was about like the optimal number of running backs to draft and where amongst your best ball drafts the move was to be drafting them. And it was like the highest number of advancing teams drafted 0 running backs through 5 rounds. It was like if you just fucking faded running backs into the 8th round, you had the highest percentage of chances of doing really, really, really well in these best ball drafts. And I don't know how predictive that is year over year, but he does a lot of really good work like that. So make sure you're going to follow Hayden. Jersey Mike's is trash. I mean, I just feel like you just are just saying that to get a rise out of me. Jersey Mike's is extremely respectable, very good sandwich place, has heart and soul, something I can't say the same about for you. Russ for a 110, Superflex, Hurts and Carr, QB1 and 2, win now kind of year. I mean, how do you feel about Russ? This like very well could be his last year as a starter. I don't think it's terrible value. Especially given the year, like the 110 in Superflex this year is probably going to be, there's a really good chance it's like a second round wide receiver. All right, we're about to get Mike on the board. We do need a running back. We don't necessarily need a tight end. Could always use another wide receiver. Man, Mike Evans is really fallen. What about Deontay Johnson? ADP of 103.5. Another 150 target season last year. Obviously, he didn't do much of. Oh, baby. Pacheco, DeAndre Swift, Cam Akers. Actually, still some good running back choices here. Do you think the Chiefs select a running back early in the draft? Probably not, right? I'm just going to go with DeAndre Swift, actually. I think Swift is still a fucking great player. I think Swift's time is still going to come eventually. Will it be this year? I don't know. Obviously, they're not don't love him out there in Detroit, but I still think on every sort of statistical basis you look at, DeAndre Swift is still a top 10 running back in the NFL. Yards created, pass catching, like everything he does, he's still ranked extremely highly in. He just can't stay on the fucking field, which is nice because you don't got to worry about in best ball, right? Underdog, you draft a huge team. Each week they start the best players at the position. End of the year, you come back, collect your money. It's beautiful. Do 100 of these drafts. You never have to do waiver wire. You never have to do sit start. It's fucking amazing. It's perfect for me. You don't have to hear me complain about shit in the middle of the year. If you haven't played on Underdog yet, if you haven't downloaded the app, first link in the description, download it, deposit $10, use code BDGE when you sign up, and they're going to hit you with a 100% deposit match. It's beautiful. Cam Akers, huh? People really don't like Cam Akers. I feel like he finished so strong last year. They've got to be like relatively high on him going into this year, no? I'm thinking between Akers and Jahan Dotson or Treylon Burks or Deontay Johnson. I'm gonna go Akers just because I think by the time it gets back to my next pick, the running back position is going to be disgusting. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be the case. It looks bad. Good luck with the Higgins stack. It's hard at that spot. What do you mean? Number 8 from Jersey Mike says, what I got, dog. Is Algier worth picking up for a late round 23 first in a 12-team PPR Superflex? No. I wouldn't be giving up a first for him. There are going to be very few running backs that don't have like top 2 round draft capital that I'm giving up a first for. Especially with all these mocks fucking having Bijan go to the 10th round or having Bijan go to Atlanta at 8. Like I can't. Like I hate that so much. But no, I would not give up a 23 first for Algier. I meant Fields at 6 is crazy because she. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, I mean, you could make the argument Herbert over Fields. Probably not actually at all, but Herbert with at least you're excited to Kellen Moore coming over, right? Right? Huh? Love Goff's QB2 as long as AR-15 or Levis drafted. I don't think that either of those guys getting drafted necessarily means that they play this year. Hey, Greggy, you want to you thinking about drafting a running back that's going to actually carry the ball at all this year, or not? Like this team looks. This is the sickest fucking Madden team from 2019. Look how fucking good this team would be 5 years ago. Joe Mixon, Javonte Williams, Tyler Lockett, DJ Moore, Amari Cooper, Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson. You are living in the past, buddy. It's time to see a therapist. At least wait till after the draft before taking that trade. Yeah. That's fair too. Yeah, a lot of the late first round picks this year in rookie drafts are probably going to end up being second round wide receivers, right? Whether it's Zay Flowers, Jalen Hyatt, Josh Downs, something like that. Oh my God. I fucking hate you, Dan. Why do I even speak on this fucking live stream? Why do I even fucking speak? Why do I even exist? You really are pissing me off. You know that? I didn't want fucking those guys anyways. Where's the clock? Where's the clock? I'm going to time out, aren't I? Fuck you. Ugh. This is the one thing about Underdog I did not miss. The goddamn timeouts. I thought I was gonna fucking have a campaign where I ran and their slogan was gonna be no timeout 23. No timeouts 2023. One draft, one half of one draft, and we timed out. Whatever. I wanted Dotson. I feel like Jahan Dotson is the most overlooked first round wide receiver ever. He was such a good route runner coming out of college. Like if Jahan Dotson was in this year's class, I actually genuinely think that he'd be some people's wide receiver one. All right, we're back on the clock. I wanted Herbert. Of course, fucking Yosty Pants took him. What a cunt. All right. I mean, Jamal Williams sitting there for the big easy. Goes over to New Orleans. Kamara's going to get that suspension eventually. They obviously brought him in to be the goal line guy down in the 11th round. I just feel like there's so many good players everywhere. And yet there's people out here fucking taking Brandon Cooks. Unreal. Yeah, man. I really feel like the value pocket down here in these parts of the draft are these veteran wide receivers. Deontay down in 102nd. Do we hate Deontay? I don't understand. I get it. Like he can't catch the fucking ball. And he averages like 6 yards per target. But if you're going to give him 150 targets, Mans is going to eat. Gabe Davis, that might have been the worst pick of the draft. I hate that they took him. I hate it had to be me. Jahan was good. Yeah, even Brandon Cook's not terrible. Going to Dallas could be a nice number 2. Treylon Burks, too. Like, it's his time to shine. They're put up or shut up. Treylon Donstein. I have Goff. Amon-Ra. No, you don't. I have Goff. Garrett Wilson, Olave, or London in Dynasty? Wilson. Give me Wilson all day. What are your thoughts on Michael Pittman? I mean, depends who their quarterback is. But, I mean, he's locked into an ugly situation right now. Where's the right spot for Richardson in Superflex? Feels like a tough question, but relevant. Yeah, I mean, it's not possible really to answer until we have the draft. Love the G. Wilson and Higgins combo. Let's go. That makes one of us, makes one person in here that respects me. I actually much prefer in these 20 round super flex drafts to take shots at flyer QBs rather than take 3 in the first 6 rounds. Yeah, I mean, I'll eventually hone in on my strategy. Obviously, this is the first one I've done all off season. It's only fucking April, so I don't really know. I don't really know what strategy I like the most. But I think it's an interesting year to go with like late round flyer QBs because it feels like there are more of them this year than in most years. I feel like there are a ton of uncertain QBs, whether it's, these rookies. So you have like 4 rookies you could take. You have maybe Brock Purdy. You have maybe Sam Howell. It's like Desmond Ritter, maybe. Um, a lot of guys that are competing for a job or likely to win a job, but you don't really know. So you're getting kind of like a value discount on them. Is this a cash game? Yes, it is. This is just a regular $3 entry league. They have the big board superflex tournament where I believe it's $1 million or $3 million is the reward, but this is just a regular $3 draft. Oh boy. Oh boy, we're on the fucking clock. God damn it. No. I thought they I saw Gabe Davis. I thought they gave me Gabe Davis again. I was like, how are you gonna give me Gabe Davis twice? They gave me Michael fucking Thomas, who after it's still not Michael Thomas is bordering on a 3-year ankle sprain. Never seen or heard anything like it. Someone just get this man one doctor. The worst doctor in the world could have cured him from a 3-year ankle sprain. Jacoby Myers goes to LV. Tyler Boyd in Cincinnati. Do we go with the double Cincinnati Stackarooski? Because we already have T. Hig. Tyler Boyd's really just been on a trajectory downwards, huh? I think I'm going to take Jacoby Myers here in LV. Signs a new contract. Darren Waller's out of the way there. I think he'll be fine. I'm not excited about him in like regular fantasy leagues. Got very little upside, but it'll be a nice secondary piece there. In a dynasty startup superflex league, 12-team full PPR, would you take your second round pick and trade back for an additional 3rd and 5th round pick to capitalize on value in that area? I don't trade just for the sake of trading. I just don't do that in startup drafts. If I got on the clock and there was no one that I wanted, then I would trade. I trade back if there's no one I want while I'm on the clock. I trade up if there's someone on the clock that I don't think is going to last longer that I want and it's a good value. I don't just trade for the sake of trading. It's a little rule of mine in startup drafts. Tyler Lockett is a fave of mine. Yeah, me too. I feel like he's going to be one of the better values in underdog drafts, at least for the next couple months. Where he went, pick 84 at the 712. Like, yeah, it's pretty sexy. It's pretty sexy. That whole pocket there is really good value for these older wide receivers. Like if you look at the guys around him, you have a rookie wide receiver in JSN who's cool, but he could land somewhere. He could land in fucking Baltimore and not be relevant for a year. Kyle Pitts, we still don't know what the fuck he is. Kirk, good pick. Dobbins, Lockett, feel good. Dameon Pierce, I don't know if I feel good. Ritter's fine. Ayuk, great. Michael Pittman, sure. Sam Howell, is he the starter? I don't know. Chris Godwin, dead. It's like, I don't know. It feels like some of the picks are very obvious and easy here, but people are just kind of missing layups. Josh, you really just not do best ball last year at all? Best ball, it is kind of fucking problematic because then I get notifications on my phone like every 5 seconds. It's the worst. I just joined 75. The move is just join like 70 slow drafts. 8 hours per pick, drawing 10 of them. So you're picking every like half hour or so. It's awesome. Is Matt Ryan done? Yeah, I'll stop reading right there. Zeke signed already. TB take him? Huh? What are you talking about? Not signed already. Jersey Mike's lettuce is S tier. Yeah, it really is. Any shredded lettuce is just like the most underrated accessory of all time. I might start using shredded lettuce in my outfits, on my fits. I might make a shredded lettuce fucking necklace. What do you think about that? Oh shit, we're on the clock. Oh boy. All right. Let's see. We have 5 wide receivers. We got 4 running backs, 3 QBs. Do we need another QB? No, we definitely don't right now. Oh man, I want a Cole Kmet a lot. How about Irv Smith out there in Cincinnati? He doesn't feel like a good lock at all. Sick. Adam Thielen, awesome. Adam Thielen's gonna have some games this year. I feel like there's gonna be a period, like a 2-month period, where he's the wide receiver 1 there in Carolina. I don't hate that. I've started to auto pick at an alarming rate. I need to pay attention. Stop fucking commenting. But this is a little bit different than someone brought up that people are like wide receiver crazy on underdog drafts. And I think some of the reason for that also is not only do you start 3 wide receivers, but you have a flex spot in the regular drafts. But in this type of draft, you're actually only starting 2 wide receivers. So you might not need to go as wide receiver crazy. Running backs. Big Jalen Warren fan this year. I think he's like one of my favorite handcuff RBs. Do we have any actual players that we like? Hayden Hurst is in Carolina too. What the fuck happened to Hunter Renfrow, man? Let's go Hyatt. Let's go Jalen Hyatt on the off chance that he's a first round wide receiver. I don't think he will. I feel like his buzz has died down. He'll probably end up being a top 40, 50 pick. But if he sneaks into the first round, he goes to the Chargers or Buffalo or something, he's going to end up being like a 9th round pick, 8th, 9th round pick in these best ball drafts. So let's go with Hyatt here and let it ride. Would you give up the 206 and a 12-team super flex PPR for what? 102 or 108 and Jameson Williams? I'll probably take the Jameson Williams side there. Unless you're in, is it super flex? Are you really desperate for a QB? Any chance that Bijan falls to you at 102? Would I be a valuable follower if I wasn't sniping you in the same yeah, like fucking I would like you so much more. Nick, you gotta talk with the UD marketing team because their ad during the NBA playoffs was garbage. I didn't see it. You have a link anywhere? Davis and Swift are great picks. I don't think Davis was. I feel like Davis's time has come in Buffalo as like he had all of last year to be the number 2 and couldn't do it. I'm out on him. I'd be surprised if they don't address wide receiver position really early in the draft this year. Oh, we bike. So fucking bike. I still love you. I still love you too. What do you mean though? Your pace of breath is soothing. Thank you. I'm telling you, it's something that, like, you think I'm joking? You think that was a joke comment of me trying to like control myself under these streams? I don't think I'll make it through the summer if I do it at my normal pace. It's also a lot easier with the live chat now that I'm realizing it's fun. It's so much more fun just to talk to you guys rather than trying to give analysis on 256 players. Thoughts on passing TDs? Big fan of them. Love when my quarterbacks pass for TDs. He wants to get paid without doing any work. Zeke's a fat bum. He ain't going to sign anywhere. I honestly thought you were talking about me first. I thought you were just like, Nick wants to get paid without doing any work. He's fat bum. I was like, damn, I got fucking outed. He got me. He wasn't wrong at all. Let's see what we got here. So Michael Gallup is just a dead man now. Like he's just done now that Brandon Cooks is there. They just gave him $70 fucking million and they're just like, you're not good anymore. I feel like there's got to be something left for Michael Gallup. Like big games have to be coming soon for him. No, you think he's just straight trash cheeks? I like that word I just made up, trash cheeks. I'm gonna go Michael Gallup. I know Cook's there, but like, 2 years removed from the ACL. I don't know. We might be cooking something there with the Gallinator. Get me on fucking horseback because I'm ready to gallop. 17th round. I probably need another tight end. Do we want Michael Mayer? Not exactly. Do we want Mike Gesicki? Exactly not. Trey McBride in Arizona is kind of interesting, other than they don't have a fucking QB. Hayden Hurst in Carolina, the same thing. No fan. Is there anyone good? It feels like I Show Speed, that TikTok trend, where he's like, when does this game get good? Tony, if you're listening or watching this, make a TikTok like that for Underdog. Tight ends that are like tight end 20 or later, and just show all these fucking pieces of shit that I don't want on my team. Okay. I took Rondell Moore. A lot of Carolina, a lot of Arizona action right there. Hurst, Hubbard, Rondale, Trey McBreezy. Noah Fant in Seattle? No, we didn't take Geno Smith. I should have taken Geno Smith. Why not take him instead of Kirk? Take Noah Fant. Let's go, Noah. Let's go, Noah. I too am ready for a bounce bike. This is just so sick. This is so sick. Spinach over shredded lettuce. Have you ever tried to eat? You ever like? I know everyone has tried this before because when you go through like a healthy phase and you go somewhere for lunch and you get a salad and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get spinach because I heard that spinach is a superfood. So like, I'll just try to eat it with my salads, or I'll just try to eat it like a handful each day or some shit like that. Have you ever tried to eat dry shredded lettuce? You've never felt more like a cow in your life. I go straight cow mode. It's fucking disgusting. You take one bite and then you're like, man, I ruined the whole salad is ruined. I just paid $18 to hate myself. Shreddus. Love it. Since you 100% taking tight end in the first, I mean, they're in that spot, man. They have a good spot to grab probably Mayer or someone like that, but I don't know. I feel like they signed an Irv Smith, or I feel like they're going to continue to try to do deals like they did with Hayden Hurst, where it's not like a big hit to their cap, but they'll just like put an athletic guy in there. It kind of feels like they're going to do at tight end what most teams just should do at running back, just recycle like high athletic dudes. I've been snagging Renfro near the end. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I get it. He was fucking awful last year, but he's 2 years removed from being the GOAT. I've been taking Ertz the last pick every draft, hoping they trade him to something. Like, why? Then he tears ACL like late in the year last year. But he's old. Look, old people with late late season ACL tears are just, you know, you got to put him in a nursing home after that. Gamble on Darnell. Yeah, I could see Darnell fucking randomly falling somewhere and scoring 6 touchdowns this year. Why not? Yeah, spinach in the smoothies makes sense because you literally stab it to death until you can't taste it anymore. You know, that's what a smoothie is. You're just stabbing fruit and vegetables until they're lifeless and tasteless. Spinach on a Turk sub with mustard. Knack, why are you yelling, dog? It's fucking Monday. No need to be yelling about Turk subs. Is it a thing that the fantasy sportsbook platforms take turns every year monopolizing the sponsoring of all FF content creators? Let me see how to answer this. Is it a thing that the fantasy sportsbook platforms take turns every year? No. I mean, they don't take turns. No, they're trying to run businesses, so they're trying to. They're not taking turns. They have to buy the ad spots within our content, basically. So they choose where they want to put their marketing budget. Some of them choose to do it on smaller creators and brands channels like myself and most of the fantasy channels that you guys see on YouTube. Some of them would rather take the money, they might take $1 million, and rather than taking the million and splitting it up 10 ways to 10 different creators, 100K each or something like that, they'll put 500 towards a big brand or a big creator, and then take the other 5 and put it there too, or put it towards commercials or something like that. So, I mean, they don't. We all typically not all of us, but like the way we work, at least. And me and Jack are going to this is probably going to be the partnership with Underdog. It will probably be a very large, if not like the entirety of the big content podcast this week. We'll discuss it. But we typically have 1-year deals that we'll sign with a company. that make us exclusive to that company. And then towards the end of that contract, we'll either talk about getting an extension from them, or we will talk with other sponsors and brands about working with them for the upcoming year or two. All right, we are in the 18th round. We've got 3 quarterbacks, 4 running backs, 8 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. Let's see what we want to do. We want to look at some of the younger running backs. What about Jerick McKinnon, man? I feel like KC should just bring him back on a fucking – I think they're going to bring him back. I don't know why I'm doing that. I don't know why I said that, but it makes – like, Jerick McKinnon was so good for them last year. Just bring him back on like a 2-year, $6 million deal or something like that. He's not getting anything else. He ain't getting any fucking younger. He was so good for, like, you're not going to get a better running back than him to play the role that he played. Just bring him back. Stop trying to get cute. What other rookie RBs? Yeah, the other problem, like, I guess, shooting for some of these young rookie running backs, but here's the other thing. I think this is like a good case in point. I want to. How do I look at the fucking? Hold on. I want to show you guys the best available players and kind of get a point across here. Nope, that ain't it. There we go. Okay. So it's fun to draft all these like younger, exciting running backs, right? But the majority of these guys are going to be. Let me make one last pick here. Let's go Darnell the GOAT. So it's funny. It's such a perfect example. It's such a perfect setup right here, right? Majority of these guys, Zach Evans, you see Dwayne McBride, you see Evan Hull, you see all these guys, Deuce Vaughn, and they're fun and exciting to pick at the end of the rounds because you say, oh, they got some upside. Most of those dudes are going to end up being 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round NFL draft picks. If you look in between all of these players, the Zach Evanses, the Dwayne McBrides, you will see the skeletons of last year's Zach Evans, Dwayne McBrides, Evan Hulls. Right here, Jerome Ford. He was a cute little pick for a second. Zamir White, 4th round guy that did absolutely nothing, but we were excited about him. Kyron Williams. Some people had him all the way at the RB3 last year in this class. Hassan Haskins. These are all second-year running backs that people liked for no reason, despite getting shit draft capital, and then we kept taking them. The majority of these running backs will just be next year's Zamir Whites and Jerome Fords and Trey Sermons and fucking all these dudes. So fuck it, you know? Have you looking into getting a sportsbook partnership? Yes, our partnership with Mojo is a sportsbook partnership. They are legally, technically, physically, emotionally, spiritually a sportsbook. So right now we work with Underdog as a legal DFS partner, and we work with Mojo as a sportsbook partner. Saw that Miami just signed chosen dumbass Anderson. I don't think that's a bad signing for them. I think if you look over the years and you see like which veteran signings work well, the majority of them with a guy like him especially work when the team doesn't need them. You know what I mean? It's like adding a girl to your roster. It's like they're going to like you more when you don't need them. But as soon as you need them to be your number 1 or number 2, it becomes overbearing. It becomes too much. You can't sign these veterans expecting them to be the 1 or 2 in your offense. It just will never work out. But if they're the number 4 or 5 on your depth chart, there will be times when There will be times when they fill in and with no pressure and no expected type of play that those guys do well. Sean Tucker just got news that he's cleared to do a pro day workout. So he's, yeah, I mean, I guess. Was this Underdog deal because of my amazing question? Yeah, for sure, dude. Within a 5-day period, I didn't even think about it, and I made this entire deal happen within a 5-day period because you suggested it. Never even heard of the company before it actually. It's not that was not a real life example. I don't have a roster. I would never have a roster. But I'm saying just so people understand, you know. All right, last pick. Last pick. Ooh, Cedric Tillman fucking sitting there ripe. Running backs. Dude, the running backs are disgusting down here. Philly did re-sign Boston Scott. I'm just going to go with the 9th wide receiver for no reason. And I think I'm going to make it Cedric Tillman. I love Cedric Tillman. Tennessee wide receiver, kicking ball. He's going to go very early in the NFL draft. Where's a good resource to see offensive line rankings as a unit? Lots of great talent can waste away behind a bad one. Lots of mediocre talent can be overrated behind a great one. Most sites' offensive line rankings are behind like paywalls. Like you could find it on PFF, but you probably have to sign up for their like regular $25 package or something. Let's see. If you type in offensive line rankings 2023, there are some updated articles. FTN has one up. They got the Falcons up at 3. All right, relax. I know we made some good signings, but I don't think we're that sexy. All right. So here's the final draft. Here's the final results of the first draft of the offseason of a long time. Let's see. Joey B, Kirk Cousins, Jordan Love, the super flex, of course. Miles Sanders, Swift, Akers, Williams, McKinnon. I should have taken 20 rounds. I should have taken another running back probably. Wide receivers, we had Garrett Wilson, T. Higgins, and I got auto-picked like 7 times. Gabe Davis, Michael Thomas, Adam. All the receivers that are like 40 and over, auto-picked. I like this team. Goddard, Noah Fant, Darnell Washington. Well-rounded. Could use a little bit more firepower at running back, but we faded the position. Ended up with Sanders. Actually, Sanders, Swift, Akers, Jay Willie, and Jerick McKinnon. Not terrible. That's how we know you're truly. I don't hate my team. No, I'm new and improved. I'm better. After 2 years, I learned how to draft teams that are good and that I like and that will win many dollar bills. Many dollar bills. All right. I'm not sure which days of the week we'll be back. We'll probably be doing this every Monday, but we'll be doing 3 streams a week. Monday, maybe Thursday, and Saturday. I'll keep you all updated, but make sure that you are signed up for Underdog, underdogfantasy.com. Link will be in the description. Use promo code BDGE. If it's your first time depositing on there, they will hit you with a 100% deposit match. Make sure you join the Discord. Discordio. Free also. Link down below. That's where I will be putting links to draft with me and the rest of the team. All right. I'm out of here.